Wildwood Cottage. Welcome back to Wales. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're all having a good week. I'm out for a walk because we've had a Tawny Owl around the last few days, and it's been very distressed and he's been calling for his mate, and I feel really sorry for him. But we live in, as you can see, quite dense woodland around here, and we're on the edge of a Forestry Commission forest, and yeah, wow, lots of debris around here. Yeah, the last 3 mornings I think it is, he's been around, and it's a male Tawny Owl, and he's been going do 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 for about an hour, and we've heard no wheat, which is what he normally gets back in return, but he hasn't had that, and he seems to be getting very distressed, because this morning he was flying, seemed like from tree to tree, and going do 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 from each tree. So yeah, I thought I'd come out and I thought I'd see if I can see anything, because we've had some really bad weather, and ooh, look at all those rounds, look at all these nice rounds behind me, look at that. I hope that's not coming to my house. Anyway, getting off track again. You can tell I'm feeling better. Yeah, so I thought I'd come out and see if I can see anything, because we've had a lot of wind, we've had a lot of rain, we've had, since Christmas, I think we've had 4 storms since just before Christmas, and I'm just wondering if his mate has been blown off course, or maybe she's injured somewhere. So I thought I'd just come and do my walk, kind of around by where he's been flying. He lives in the trees behind here, there's a little woodland, and that's where he seems to come out of and where he goes in. And yeah, I just thought I'd go for a walk. It's kind of a loop, kind of, where am I? If I show you behind me, it goes down through those gates there, then it goes down the path through the woodland there, and then it kind of comes back up behind me here, and then back up over there. So I thought I'd just go and do the loop and see if I can find him. I got some new walking shoes for Christmas off my husband, so I can safely go out walking now without falling over on my bum and on my nose, and they're nice and supportive on my ankle. So yay, get out walking again. So yeah, that's what I thought I'd do. I thought I'd come out, see if I can find the owl, see if I can find his mate, and if she's injured, then maybe get her off to a sanctuary. But I'm not hoping to find anything, to be honest with you. But it's very sad, listening, because they mate for life apparently. So once they find a mate, they stay with them until the only death till us do us part, really. It's like a marriage. So he's obviously lost her, but where he's lost her, who knows? As far as I'm going up at the moment, I'm not going to go up any higher. Isn't that view lovely behind? Isn't that lovely? I wish I had a drone. Yeah, but I thought I'd just come up this high. This is the time to go. I don't want to finish myself off, because I've not been well. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to head back down to the river, head back on the circuit where the owl is, and head back home, and we'll have a little look in the garden. So see you in a bit. went to get myself a cup of tea, and I thought I would show you the war ration for milk. Now I do believe it was 3 pints. Hold on. 3 pints, yeah, just over. It was 1.8 litres of milk. I use mainly almond milk in my cooking. I don't use it in my tea because I don't like the taste and I don't like how bitter it makes my cup of tea. So the only dairy I use milk-wise is in my cups of tea. So I don't think I'm going to include that because my husband would also have a milk ration of 3 pints a week and he doesn't usually have milk. So we don't go through 3 pints of milk in this house at all. We're lucky if we go through 1 pint of milk. So I'm not going to include that in my ration. But what I am going to do is I am going to measure out my almond milk every day and use that for my ration. So that's what we're going to do now. And I'm just going to show you my ration for the day. And to be honest, that is either going to go in our cooking, because obviously if my husband gets a war ration of 3 pints and I get a war ration of 3 pints, then that's about half a litre a day, just under. So yeah, we can use that in our cooking. I can use that in my hot chocolate because I like to have a hot chocolate every day. That's my treat. And I use raw cacao, so I don't use a lot. I only use just the edge of the teaspoon just to flavour the milk. And that's my thing for the day. You did get boiled sweets, or a sweet ration, and it was 1 boiled sweet a day. So I'm just including my cocoa as my sweet ration. So that's how I'm working that one out. But I use almond milk. I use this one from Lidl. It's organic. It's original. It's unsweetened. It's plant-based. And that's what I'm going to weigh out now. So I'll just get my scales out, just get myself organised, and I'll show you weighing that out. It won't be a sec. So I've got my scales, I've got my milk, I've got my jug. Now I know that in my jug there is 250 millilitres, and the war ration of milk was roughly 248 millilitres. So I'm going to make it 240 so that then I can have my dairy in my cup of tea. So that's what I'm going to do now. Right, so there's my 240 millilitres. I'm going to pop that into a jar to keep it fresh. So that's going to go in a Kilner jar. And then that's going to go in my fridge. And that's going to be what I use in the day. That's my portion. So if I do any baking, I can use my husband's portion. So, because he doesn't drink a lot of milk at all. So that's how that's going to work. So I'm just going to pop it in a jar. And that can then go in the fridge. And that's what I'm going to use for the day today. Right, so this is some of my portions for my war ration. I can have, obviously, the milk, which we've just done, which is 240 millilitres. So that's in the jar. I can have half a cup of porridge or 50 grams of porridge a day. Now that's just under. So I can afford myself just a little bit more, but I usually just have that. So that's half a measuring cup, which is 48 grams. Then I've got my 50 grams of cheese, which is this, and this is for a week, not a day. Now I could probably eat that in a day normally, so that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, that's my personal ration of cheese for a week. Then there's tea. I drink Earl Grey tea. I love my Earl Grey tea. And I'm allowed 15 tea bags a week, or 50 grams of tea if you're measuring it out. I've got one already, so I need to take one of them out. And there is 14 tea bags. So I know if I have 2 cups of tea a day and then 1 extra, that's my cup of tea. Now, sweets were rationed as well. And you know I've not been well. I've been struggling with a cold and stuff. So I've been having these, and I'm just having one a day. Just one of these a day. These are Jackman sweets or Jakeman sweets, whatever they are. And they're throat sweets. So they're just keeping my sinuses clear, keeping my throat clear. And the old man Gordon used to swear by having a strepsil every day. So maybe that's why he lived to 97. So I've got one of these a day. And then that's it for sweets, as far as I know. I'm doing more research as I go along. So as I go on, I will show you. I know flour was rationed. So I'm going to make the national loaf. I'm not going to buy bread. We've got bread in the freezer that needs using up. But other than that, I'm going to try and stick to this. Partly for weight loss purposes, but partly as an experiment as well. To see just how healthy you can be, just living as they did during the war. So that's all my ration stuff that I've prepared so far. I'm not doing the whole chuck yourself in at the deep end thing of just starting off on January the 1st, hitting the wall, and then finding I don't want to stick to it. So these are just things that I'm implementing at the moment. The boiled sweet every day, 2 cups of tea a day, and then I'm going to either have herbs out the garden or water, or my milk ration as a hot chocolate. Now I don't drink hot chocolate every day either, so yeah, this portion may be carried over for 2 days, but that's no problem, is it? So that's that. I do try to have porridge every day, but if I don't, what I've got left at the end of the week, I might make into biscuits. We don't eat a lot of sugar in our house, as you know, and I just thought that I could put the oats that are left and make some oaty biscuits or muffins at the end of the week, because there's some lovely recipes in those wartime books for that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do in the house now. I'm going to go back outside and I'm going to show you around the garden. I'm going to have a look and go and see what's going on outside, because as you can see, the sun's out. So see you in a minute. So in my last video I mentioned that I was going to be using metal fencing. This is one of the metal fence posts. So what I've got to do is, excuse the noise in the background, the builders are back. What I've got to do is I've got to put some fence posts along there, all the way along there to my plastic shed there. I'm going to have a gate so I can get up to the top part of the garden there, climb over the chicken tunnel and get up to the top part of the garden, and yeah, then I can do my wood storage at the top. So yeah, I've got about 7 or 8 of these panels, so I'm going to put fence posts in. They have got holes in the sides, at the side there, so I can put bolts through and bolt them into the fence posts and they'll be nice and secure. So that's what I'm going to do with that. That green roof is to go on the top of my wood storage, which I said in the last video is going up there. So that's then going to make that fence all nice and secure. The bricks are for the barn when I get round to rebuilding that. Yeah, so as I said in my last video, this is going to be for picket fencing up the top in the rose walk. So should we go and have a look at the rose walk? One of the other jobs I've got to do is this compost bin. Now, have you seen the worms in there? Look at that. It is absolutely heaving. Good grief. Look at all them. Amazing. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Loads of the things. Look. Right, that's a healthy compost bin. I remember the last time I did it, I'll put a link in the I button. I felt like David Bellamy, there was that many worms. Look at them, loads. So yeah, that is a very, very healthy compost bin. But it's full. So what I'm going to try and do, move this bit of slate, is empty it out from the bottom. Because as you can see, it's all coming out. There's far too much in there. So I need to sort that out. This one's not so bad. This one's pretty easy to do, because there's not as much. I mean, look, there's hardly any worms in there. They're all in that one. I'd like to bring the other black one down. So what I'm thinking is moving that one further over and get some more slate and try and put something down here. So if I turn that round a bit, I might be able to put the two next to each other on that one bit of concrete. Yeah, we'll have to have a think. We'll have to have a think. So we'll think about that in a bit, but that definitely needs moving. Camellias are flowering already. Yay! Very happy lady. This one's about to burst into song as well. Look at that. Right. So there's not much happening in the flower border. My shed is doing really well. Let me show you in there. This is what I showed you before Christmas. I've got all my pots and everything in here now. It's a great space. All my trays all ready for spring for doing the seeds. I think I've got my propagators in here as well. My lawnmower. I want to do the hedge today, so I need to find my hedge cutter, which is down there. Any life on the magnolia? Is there any life? There you go, look, it's nice new shoots. Yep, that's coming back nicely. I don't know if this apple's going to do anything, you know. I tried to fix the break because this branch was good. So we'll have to see. It can stay there for now. There isn't much in this border. There was a pear tree. But, that decided it didn't want to do anything last year, so I've left it in the hope that it decides to do something this year. It may just be because it's been moved around so much. Not looking hopeful. Looking a bit dead. But we'll leave it and we'll see. If not, I'll replace it with something else. Because as I said in my video 2 weeks ago, I am still going to replenish my veg garden stocks because I need to do that quite regularly. So that's not part of my challenge. But up here, the rhododendrons are doing very well. Got quite a few now. A couple of white ones along here. So they're going to grow up and they're going to cover this space here. They're 5 foot tall. Or 6 foot, can't remember. And then I've got 2 more here. Got a red one. Yeah, a nice red one. These are getting Morrison's, and this one is 1.75 metres, which is just under 6 foot. So that's a nice one. Then there's a forsythia here. Oh no, there's a lilac here, and that's going to go 3 metres. So that's going to fill this space here completely. Got another rhododendron there. I think that's a white one. I've got these. These were great. I bought these in the garden centre, and they were £15 each, reduced down from 45. This garden centre that I go past going to see my mother-in-law, they have really good offers on. And yeah, I got one there, and I've got one over the other side. But they were really good purchase for £15. There's another one here. And this viburnum's coming into flower. Look at that. January, and it's got flowers on it. It's lovely. But this is going to be 4 metres by 4 metres. So this is going to fill this whole space here. So that's going to be fabulous. But for the time being, I put a climber there. So I'm hoping that climber, that's a jasmine, hoping that's going to fill this space for the time being till this grows. But it's put on quite a lot of growth recently. Must be all the rain, because none of that was on the last time I looked at this. So yeah, it's getting quite tall now. So I'm happy about that. Got an oak here, I need to take it out. May try transplanting that over to the fence line. And then along here, got a rose. This is a rambling rector. I've got honeysuckle. These are Morrison's plants, by the way. Don't pay big money for my plants if I can help it. So that needs tying in. I also get some of the wild ones out the path when I'm walking, if they're in the way. This is another jasmine. I think this is a white one. So I'm hoping that's going to come back. This is a choicea, has white flowers on it. It's going to grow about 3 metres, the same as the other one. And then that's going to fill this hole here. I've got another gate to go here. I just need to find a way of making the posts secure because the fence is a bit wobbly at the moment. So I need to try and anchor that to over here somewhere if I can get a fence post in. Look at all that lovely larch over there. I've got another rhododendron there. That laurel needs killing off because I don't want laurel, don't like it. I've got a Jonah gold apple here, which is from last year. I got that in, I think I bought that in Charlie's, you know, for £5. I've got a hazel here, so I'm going to let that grow up as a tree. I'm going to try and get this holly to bunch out and provide a screen. And I've got another holly here, so I'm going to let that grow, but I'm going to prune it with the hedge trimmer. And yeah, let that fill out a bit because it's good for the birds because they like the berries. I've got a bay tree here which is doing amazing at the moment. It did nothing for ages and moved it. This here was over there, and where that patch is roughly, and it was about 8 foot tall. It was doing nothing really. It was in the way because none of this was here. All of this was tree canopy right up to the line there. It was just tree canopy, there was no garden. I took all the tree canopy away, as you can see, and moved it back here to this line here. So this bay tree now can grow up and fill this space, and then I can get rid of this laurel here. That's my intention. So I might put something else at the back here that can fill that space, and then I can kill this off and get rid of that, because I hate it. It poisons the soil, poisons the plants, and it's just no good at all. So I'm really pleased this is growing back up again. Got a forsythia there as well, so that can stay there. And another rhododendron. That's another one of those ones that I got in the garden centre to go with that one over there. This is another apple. I think this one is, do you know, I think it's a Golden Delicious. It's either Golden Delicious or the other green one. What are they? I can never remember what the other one's called. But yeah, it's an old one. It's about 10 years old. But it's a good tree. It's not had any fruit on it. Or flowers. So I'm hoping, because it's not been in the garden long enough. So I'm hoping that being here, it's going to fill this space. And yeah, give me some nice fruit. So I'm pleased about that. It's got some nice new shoots on it. So yeah. Another rhododendron. I think this is a red one. I just thought I'd just fill this whole space with rhododendrons, and then in this late summer it's going to be full of colour, and the spring, and then it's going to grow up and I can get rid of all this. That's the plan anyway. Whether it works out that way isn't going to matter. These are my maple trees. I'm hoping to tap them and get the sap out of them this year, so that's going to be exciting. I'm hoping to plant more fruit along here. That's my intention, of getting some more fruit trees and planting them along, because I think along the back there would be good for the fruit. But I'm only doing dwarf ones. I don't want them humongous. This one here, this rose here is Generous Gardener. It did very well last year. It looks like it's happy. Put on a lot of new growth with all that rain. And then along the back here, this one here was in there. That's how much this has grown. It was completely swamped. But it had a wasp's nest under it last year, some of those ground nesting wasps. So I've moved it, taken it out, and it needs to go in there. I need to get some fence posts in along here so I can attach this properly, stop any wildlife getting in, any dogs or foxes. So yeah, that's that. This is a Philadelphus, this one here. It's another Philadelphus here. And then this one here is a pound plant I got in B&Q, and it's an Acer. So I'm hoping that's going to grow up nicely there. I think this is a damson here. Got some nice new shoots on. But yeah, as I say, I think that's a damson. So I'm really pleased about that, because I know I got some Merryweather from Parker's about 10 years ago. So I think that's what that is. I've got currants. I had 2 of them, and I think that's what this is as well. But I'm not sure if this is an apple, because it looks different to that one. So that's another one. Excuse the banging. I think this rhododendron's Cosmopolitan. It's either that one or that one. I can't remember. And the labels have blown off in the wind. Oh yeah, there's a label here. Let's have a look. Goma Waterer, apparently. And it's a pink and white one. The label's blown off that one, so I'm pretty sure that one's a Cosmopolitan. This rhododendron here was Gordon's. It's doing very well. The tree surgeon told me to throw it away because he said it looked awful. But you know, it was Gordon's. I'm going to leave it because it's getting nice buds on it now. It's getting lots of light and it's had lots of water. So it can stay. I think they're too hasty. This one here was a chili lantern. Didn't like being moved. It was from the back of the chickens because it was in the way of where I was going to originally put my polytunnel. But I'm leaving it as a climbing post. Because there is behind here somewhere a clematis somewhere, so I need to root that out because that was growing up here. This here is my wisteria. It's a lilac colour, it's beautiful. It's Gordon's, it's about 50 years old. And this is the barn, which I'm hoping to do up. But I think it needs tidying up, getting out of hand. This here is a magnolia. I think this one is a white one, a stellata. I've got a yellow one and I've got a pink one. This is the rose that held on for dear life through December. It's Abundance. And then these are apple trees. These are the fences that I'm moving up to the top part of the garden. This is a cherry tree. This is a Bramley apple. This one here is an elf star and something else. It's got two varieties on the plant. Excuse the noise. This one here is also a Bramley apple and it does produce fruit. So I'm hoping it's going to settle itself in and establish. It does have buds on it, so it's going to fruit this year. Note to anyone who tries to keep fruit trees in water, don't. Because I killed these two cherries off, though, because we have so much rain here, I just didn't get round to planting them. Not a happy lady, but it's my own fault, because they were in water for so long. This pergola's going up outside the shed, and then it's going to have plastic over it as a canopy for doing my dyes. And then this is the rose walk, to any of you who've been here for a while. And this is where my roses are going to go off my brother when he moves at the weekend. So yeah, I've still got lots of plants to put in. This here as well is a jewel tree. I think this one's a plum. A duo plum. Yeah, it's got Victoria and it's got opal on it. So that's this one. And then that one's the same. I've got quite a lot of fruit in my garden already. These are a couple of years old. I got these when I first moved in, and they've got some lovely new buds on them. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of fruit. Excuse the noise. I've also got some more fruit here. This one I think is an apple. This one here is a dwarf apple, and I think these are yew garden plants. I've got another here. These are Lady of the Lake roses, and look how lovely they're looking. They've got lots of new growth on them. I've got one that side as well, and I've got another apple here which looks like it's got buds on it, which is good. Oh no, this is a cherry Stella. So yeah, it looks like it's got some new buds along here, so that's exciting because it looked like it was dying last year. And then along here again, this is where my little Poppy is. She was my old hen who was 14 when she died. Oh, the labels come off. I think this is an apple. I don't know, you know, it looks like it could be a cherry. It's a fruit anyway. We'll have to see when the flowers come. And then I've got another one here as well. This one here, and I think this is a pear. And that's got lots of new buds on it as well. So as you can see, I keep a lot of fruit in my garden. I'm trying to do, hats falling off, I'm trying to do a food forest and up this part of the garden. And I'm trying to mix fruit trees with fruit bushes with the flowers. Because I'm hoping the flowers are going to distract the birds away from my fruit. It hasn't worked so far, but I'm thinking of doing bird scarers with silver tape to try and keep them off. Because the Chinese lady on my old garden, on my allotment, she always used to put bags up and she never had any problem with birds. So that's my thinking at the moment, is maybe to do the ticker tape type stuff or pieces of tin foil and just tie them up along the back of the garden. And on the bushes themselves to try and keep the birds off and see if that works. Didn't work last year. The birds took over last year, they helped themselves, and I hardly got anything. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I can't think of anything else to show you around the garden. Not much happening, but I just thought we'd do a bit of a January garden tour. The other day you saw the vegetable garden, today you've seen the food forest part. There's not much to show you in the flower garden. I've got the hedge to do, I'm going to go and do that now. and yeah, the sun's gone in. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed that little look around my garden, and I will see you in the next video. Do like and subscribe. Do hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with my Digging for Victory garden, and to keep up to date with what's going on here at Wildwood Cottage as the garden comes through, because it's very exciting. We're starting off in January this year, and we're going to go all the way through till December and see how the garden changes and flourishes, because this year is my third proper year with the garden, because 2020 was the year we moved in, so 21 really was the first full year that I did, because 2020 we just did all the tree canopy and cleared lots and lots and lots of stuff. I'll just turn you around just a minute. 2020 was the year that we cleared all the tree canopy along there, roughly up to where the rose arch is, all the way down to the barn, and then all the way along here, around here, and then all the way along here and here was a tree canopy, and it came right the way out to the edge of the barn and the pergola there, which is my rose arch. That's the one with Generous Gardener on it, and it was just up there, and then all here, this sky, you can see, you couldn't see it, it was just laurel, and it was awful, it was horrible. The old man had just let it grow and let it grow, and yes, it did serve a purpose of screening out the noise of the place at the back there, but it was so dark. It was dark in the house, the garden was dark, the flowers didn't grow, everything was growing like this plant is growing outwards like that. Nothing grew up this part of the gardening. Yes, the birds loved it, but I'm a flower person, I'm a flower girl, I love light, I love flowers, and I wanted to let the light in, so that's why we did this tree canopy up there and got rid of it. So that was roughly from this trunk here to that tree there, which is a lime tree, all the way up to the top was tree canopy of laurel, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. So yeah, that was all gone. So now my plan is to fill it with fruit, to fill it with fruit bushes, to fill it with flowers, to fill it with shrubs, and hopefully the taller stuff will screen the noise out above, because I've planted some silver birch as well, so I'm waiting for them to grow up. I am going to put some taller thin stuff up, like the holly, and I've also got the forsythia, the silver birch, things that the leaves are going to flap about and reflect the noise back away from the garden. I'm not bothered in the winter, but in the summer I want to enjoy the garden, and the noise is quite loud when they have that fan on. So that's my plan, things that are dense foliage, just to cover out the noise a bit and make the garden a bit more enjoyable. So yeah, do like and subscribe, do hit that bell, do subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with all that's going on here. And that's it from me for today. So see you in the next video. I'm going to be sticking to Wednesdays and Sundays. My videos are going to go up between 6 and 7 o'clock on a Sunday and 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. So do subscribe to keep up to date, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.